Are you wearing anything?
No.
No? Very good. You're barefoot. And as you're looking down at those feet, you'll just have a knowing. You'll just know whether you're male or female. So, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
I need to sit down.
So just feel yourself sitting down. And are you sitting on a chair or a rock or the ground? What do you feel? What do you imagine? Are you inside or outside? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I'm still on the bridge.
You're on the bridge. Well, what I want you to do now is, I want you to take a nice deep breath. And as you breathe out, just step clean off that bridge now. And just get your bearings and just stand now on that ground that you're on. And gather your senses. And tell me, do you imagine it's day or is it night? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
It's day.
It's daytime. And I want you to look down at your feet and what you're wearing. Put your hands out and tell me, how are you dressed?
I can only see my legs and they're bare.
And do you have anything on your feet or are they still bare?
They're bare.
And now what I want you to do is, I want you to connect with that body. So just feel yourself becoming consciously aware of that body and tell me, is that a female or a male body? What kind of energy is it?
Don't know.
Well, now what I want you to do is I want you to...
It feels female, but it looks big. It looks manly. But I feel female.
So let's just glance around at your landscape and tell me, are you inside or outside?
Out.
You're outside.
In nature.
You're outside in nature. And what time of day is it? Is it
day?
It's midday. And do you sense that you are alone?
Yes.
Or you're alone? And as you look around, you tell me that you're in nature. Describe to me what you imagine is around you.
Mountains, like rocks.
Mountains and rocks.
I feel like a rock's going to hit me.
You feel like a rock's going to hit you?
Like I feel like I need to look to my right.
Well, I want you to...
Like something's going to fall.
Well, I want you to follow that scene knowing that you're detached from the pain, fear and emotion. And describe to me what is happening now. Has the rock fallen or is it an avalanche?
I don't know. I'm shaking my head.
You're shaking your head. Well, what I want you to do now is I just want you to get the sensation that you're putting one foot in front of the other. And as you're walking now, going deeper and deeper into that journey, into that story in that life. The more you walk, the more you sense, the more you understand and see. Tell me, are you walking towards something? Or
Village.
you're walking towards the village? And as you're walking to the village, I want you to tell me, and you're
There
just
wooden roundhouses in Scandinavia.
Scandinavia, wooden roundhouses. Do you know what year it is? Just see some numbers come to mind.
17 comes to mind, but I feel it's later than that, earlier than that.
It's earlier. So as you're walking towards the village now, let's go to the place where you live. So as you make your way now, drifting and floating towards the place where you live, I want you to be stood outside of the place where you live and be there now, and describe to me, what does it look like?
It's made of wood and rock.
Wooden rock. And do you live in that house alone?
No, I'm with my wife. I'm a man.
You're with your wife. And how do you get into that house? Do you push that door or pull that door?
It's open.
It's open. I just want you to imagine that you're floating forwards now towards that house. And stepping into that house. And as you do, you'll be able to describe to me what it looks like.
It's round.
Mm-hmm.
There's like fire. This is a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's animal skins for rugs and blanket on a straw bed.
And a straw bed.
I have 2 boys.
You have 2 boys?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So first of all, what I want to do is I want you to connect with your wife. And as I mentioned that, I want you to imagine your wife in front of you now. And tell me, what colour is her hair?
Brown.
And what did you call her in that life?
I don't know.
And what colour are her eyes?
I don't know.
Well, I want you to look into those eyes of
Blue.
They're blue. And as you connect with those blue eyes, knowing that the eyes are the windows to the soul, you'll know whether that soul is working with you today in this life. What's your first impression? Does she remind you of anybody?
I don't know.
So these boys...
She reminds me of someone visually, but I can't think who it is.
That's fine, it'll come later. So these boys that you have, how old are your boys in that life?
9 and 7.
9 and 7. So the 9-year-old, what did you call him?
I don't know, but the name George comes to mind. But I don't know if that's him. I have the name George in my mind. I don't know who George is.
Well, knowing that the eyes are the windows to the soul, I want you to look into his eyes now and spiritually connect with that child. And tell me, is that child working with you today?
I don't think so.
And what about your other child? What did you call your other child? Listen for the name.
I want to say Edward, but I don't know.
Well, as you look at Edward now, I want you to connect
Yes,
with
he's
him.
Dougie.
He's Dougie. Very good. And tell me, how old are you in that life?
I'm in my 40s.
You're in your 40s. So now I've got enough of that scene, what I want you to do is I want you to close that scene, just like you were flicking the switch of a remote control. And I want you to move forward in that life to another significant time when something is happening. So just close that scene now. Allow your mind to drift and wander, going forward in that life to a significant time when something important is happening. 3, 2 and 1. Be there now. How old are you now? How old do you feel?
I feel young.
Mm-hmm.
Very young. I can't see anything.
Well, as you feel very young, do you feel that you're in another body? Just feel with that body and get connected. Is it the same body or have you moved on? Do you feel male or female?
I feel like a baby.
A baby. Very good. Mm-hmm. And what I want you to do is I want you to get a sense of where you are. Do you feel that you're inside or outside?
It sounds wild, but I feel like I'm in my mother's womb.
That's good. Mm-hmm. So as you're there in the mother's
Very
womb,
dark
uh-huh.
and warm,
Mm-hmm.
but safe.
Dark, warm, safe and comfortable. And as you're there, you'll know the reason for you being born and the contract that you've come down to work on. And you'll have chosen your family. So are you male or female? You're a female. Mm-hmm. And what was your contract then? What contract did you decide to come and work on this time round? And your parents, I want you to feel and connect with your mother. Is this a good match?
I can feel her, but I don't feel like I meet her.
You don't feel like you meet her?
No.
Mm-hmm. So are you telling me that you don't make it to birth?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's go forward then. As you've seen a glimpse of that life, let's choose another life that is significant to this life, drifting and floating through your timeline. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and when I get to 1, I want you to be at a life that's relevant to this one today. So when you're ready, 3, drifting now, 2, getting closer and closer, and 1. Be there now. So tell me, are you inside or outside?
Inside.
You're inside. Mm-hmm. Describe to me what is happening.
I don't know, but I'm in like a large building, almost like
Mm-hmm.
like a castle, but I'm in a room of the castle, but it's quite grand.
Mm-hmm.
It's all made of stone and there's a fireplace.
Very good.
And so I can't quite see it.
I want you to connect with your senses and tell me whether you've got a male or female energy.
Male.
You're a male. Mm-hmm. And you'll just know and understand as to why you are there. Do you live there or have you travelled?
I'm a knight.
You're a knight. Very good. Mm-hmm. So where is this castle then? What country?
England.
You're in England. In a moment I'm going to come and tap you on the forehead, and when I tap you on the forehead you'll see some numbers come to mind, and that will be the year that you live. So when you're ready, 3, 2 and 1.
1642.
1642. So what part of...
38, 1638, 1642. I see both.
1638 to 1642. Very good. And what part of England are you in? Are you in the north?
Herefordshire.
Where?
Herefordshire.
Herefordshire. So you tell me you're a knight in this castle. And what are you doing there now? Just follow the scene and tell me.
It's my home.
And where are you going right now?
I'm relaxing. I feel I've just gotten back from battle.
You're relaxing after a battle. And tell me, do you have any family in that life?
Yes, but they're not there now. I have servants.
You have servants?
I don't think I have family.
So these servants, what do they do for you?
Just work in the house.
I
do feel I'm their master. I'm someone important. I'm in my 20s. I have a sword and armour. And I'm drinking wine from a churned thing.
Very good.
And I'm stressed.
I want you to connect with that stressed feeling and tell me
why. I'm stressed because I've seen.
What have you seen?
Traumatic things. And I'm digesting it.
So
and I'm alone.
You're actually processing?
I'm processing, yes, the battle.
And how do you feel about your job as a knight? Is it something that you want to do?
Something I have to do.
So what I want you to do now, I've got enough information of that scene.
So a man has to do this. It doesn't mean he wants to do it.
Yeah. It's just where he is in that life. So what I want you to do now is to close that scene. And I want you to take me to the last day of that life. So closing that scene now. Drifting and floating forward. Yourself getting closer and closer to the last day of your life. Be there now. How old are you now?
Not that much older.
And describe to me what is happening around you.
I'm in a bed, I'm sick.
Oh, you're sick?
I'm being cared for, but it's the end.
So who's caring for you?
Servants.
So what I want you to do now is to take a nice deep breath in and just imagine your soul stepping to one side of that body.
My current soul, or the soul of April?
Just the soul of April. And the soul of that night. Just step out. Just so that we can look at that body and tell me, how do you feel that life went in that night, in that time?
Tough and cruel.
Tough and cruel.
I did my duty.
So you felt that you did your best?
But I didn't do it for me.
No, it was all duty. So now it's normal that someone or something comes to collect you, to take you home. So as I continue to talk...
My wife.
Your wife?
She died young. She died when we hadn't been together long, I mean.
And as you connect with your wife now, what message does she give you?
I'm sorry for going so early.
Oh, good. So she's come to deliver you back to your group. So take her hand now and just allow yourself to drift and float upwards, going higher and higher away from that scene and that life, feeling that life, just shedding those memories as you go higher and higher with your wife, and allow her to take you to your soul group. as you're getting higher and higher now, drifting and floating towards your group. Be there now. And tell me, is your group inside or outside?
We're inside on the table.
You're on a table. And how many people are in your group? Just
4, 5 including me.
There's 5 including you. And you'll just have a knowing of what this group does. What's the purpose of this group?
Why do I smell burn?
Is it incense or is it burning? Have a look around at this group.
I really smell it. Do you smell that?
I want you to connect with this group around the table there and tell me, why are you sat around the table? What is it that you're doing there?
They're discussing.
Yeah. Listen to them. Amplify the conversation and tell me what's happening.
They're talking, but they're on mute. I can't hear them.
Well, you can telepathically communicate now. So don't use your ears, use your mind and connect and tell me. What is it that you're all discussing at that table? Is it you they're discussing, or is it something else?
It's me.
So are they evaluating your efforts?
I can only see one woman, but I feel like there's more there.
Yeah. Well, I want you to connect with that woman spiritually, mind to mind and soul to soul, now that you can connect with her mind telepathically. And ask that woman, what message is she giving you to take back?
We have you. You're going to be okay.
We have you. You're going to be okay. Very important message right now.
The burning smell's gone.
Ask her, was it them that was burning away the issue? So now she's going to be okay. Ask her, connect with that soul.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Well, now we've got that message from your group, I'd like to be able to talk to your inner self. So what I want you to do now is, I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and then all I want you to do is to, when you breathe out, step to one side and allow your inner self, your higher self, your subconscious mind to come forward. The one that has all the information that we need for today. And tell me, do you feel that this is a female or a male energy?
Female, actually.
Does this female energy have a name? What can I call it?
Something like Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. So Esmeralda, what I want to do now is I'd like to do a body scan. So I want you to start at the top of the head with me, and let's just go all the way down the body as if we're doing an X-ray. So starting with a beam of light at the top of the head, going all the way through that body. Feel yourself now scanning at the top of the head. Very good. Feel yourself going down those cheekbones and the throat and on those shoulders areas. Down into the torso and the heart, that's right. Keep following down now, down into that tummy area. And we're just slowly scanning, and you'll know when you sense that the energy is slightly unbalanced. And remember that for me. Just keep going down and down. Down the body, very good. To the hips now. And down the thighs. To those knees, to the ankles, and all the way to the tips of the toes. And very slowly just scan back upwards. So now what I want you to do is to just highlight to me, is there anything in the body that we can work on today? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
The stomach and chest.
The stomach and chest. So as I connect with your stomach and your chest, knowing that all energy has a consciousness, I want your inner self to go down into this stomach and chest for me and just feel what the energy is like in this chest and this stomach. What does it feel like? What's the emotion in
Feels
this?
nervous.
Nervous.
Quite sunken.
Sunken. So what I want your inner self to connect with now is this a past life memory, or is it something from this life that she's holding in there? What's the first impression?
It's a past life.
It's a past life, very good.
So I'm holding it like it's now.
So what I want to do is, I'd like us to travel to that past life. So with the sound of my voice, what I want you to do is just go drifting and floating down the silver thread of that past life. Feel yourself following down towards that past life so that we can find out just what's going on. Drifting and floating, 3, 2, 1, be there now. Were you male or female in that life?
Male in the night again.
You're male and you're the night.
My wife died and I never got over it.
So
And I held it and I never got over it, and it made me mean. Because I felt pain.
Yeah.
She died with my child in childbirth and I felt pain, and I felt pain until the day I died.
So, tell me, why didn't you release?
It should have been me and it wasn't, it was her.
Why didn't you release all that pain when you passed over and went back up to spirit yourself? Why are you holding it in this body now?
Because I should have done something for her.
So is it guilt? Well, what I want to do now is I want to call on your wife.
I can feel that pain.
I want to call on your wife now, and I want you to imagine that you can see her there in your mind, telepathically talking to her. And what does your wife have to say about you holding all this pain in this body now?
There's nothing you could have done.
There's nothing you could have done. So are you ready to release all that pain now?
No.
No? Well, I'm going to connect with that pain here, and I'm going to call on your wife from that life to come and bring you love. And I want you to feel her love. Can you feel that love from her? And she doesn't want you to pass this pain on. That's a life that she lived. And she wants you to go with her now.
And our child.
And your child. So go in here and start collecting all the memories of that life so that you can properly heal. So as I talk, just go into this body, gathering all those memories up. Now that your wife is here, assisting in your healing, she wants you home. Have I got all those memories now? Well, I'm going to take that from you and I'm going to offer that up to the universe to be healed. But what shall we put inside this body now? Shall we put some love? So what if love was a colour, what colour would we put in? Pink. So as I connect, I'd like to call on Archangel Gabriel to come forward now with the messages of love. And I want you to imagine now that this pink ray and white, the white light of source is coming down, almost like a hose pouring into your chest and your stomach. And it's filling you up with love and forgiveness. And as all this new energy soaks into your body, just see how relaxed your body becomes and how it heals where those memories were. And the more I talk, the more you need, the more you shall have. Just feel it all pouring in now, totally immersing you in love and forgiveness. And I'm going to take on the forehead and seal that in. So as we look at the body again, is there anywhere else in the body that we can work? Or shall we get on to the questions? Take a really good look at this body, just to have a knowing. And there's a particular issue that we want to iron out today. Is there anything else hiding around that we need to release today?
It's still in my heart.
It's in your heart. So as I can...
My heart and my shoulders.
Heart and your shoulders. So what I want you to do first, I want you to go into this heart. And as you go into this heart and around the heart and the muscles and communicate with all the energy in this heart, what is it that you're holding in this heart? Past emotions. And are these emotions that support it? What symptoms do they cause her?
Pain, and they hold her back.
They cause her pain and they hold her back. So I want to call on Archangel Michael now to come down. And I want Archangel Michael with his sword of light, that blue sword of light of strength, just to shine a light into this heart. And as his blue sword of light activates this area, see how all that pain and those memories are being drawn to this sword. See all those fragments being pulled in by his sword, almost like a vacuum cleaner. They can't resist. They're all connecting now as he helps to gather all those memories up. Has he got all those memories now? And allow him now to release those memories from your heart and take them back up to be healed. And I call on Goddess Isis down with a yellow ray of sunshine and healing. That beautiful citrine crystal colour. You can see how that warmth and that colour just blends into this heart, almost like a summer day. Just feel that heat of that colour soaking in, healing the heart and totally releasing the pain. Very good. And what about the shoulders areas? Is it to the left or to the right?
Mainly in the left, but in the middle also.
Well, I want you to go into the shoulders now. And as you're walking around the shoulders, you just go into the muscles there. And tell me, how does it feel? Does it feel heavy, light?
Cramped.
Cramped, And as you're walking around feeling this cramped sensation, you'll know whether these are memories from this life or a previous life.
This life.
This life, So what symptoms is it causing her holding on to these memories?
It's like trauma.
Does she need to hold on to that trauma?
No.
If you could give her a message today, what would you say to her?
Past doesn't affect the future.
So let's go into the back there, into the shoulders. I'd like you to start gathering all those fragments of those traumas there that are all knotted and tangled. See yourself untangling all those ties. Because today all that luggage is going to be healed. Just see yourself unravelling all that tension, knowing that we are going to just release it from the body. And when you're ready, I want to call on Archangel Raphael now to come forward, the angel of healing, and I want them to work with you now in that shoulder, and I want you to feel them going deep into that shoulder now, gathering all those memories. Just see how easy it is for him to gather these memories, to take them from your body now, to help heal. Has he got all that trauma? Just to thank him for working with us today and allow him to take that trauma away. And in order to make the back stronger now, those shoulders stronger, what can we put in the body to give that strength and that healing back? Is it a word or a colour?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yellow. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, and that is the message. So just feel that ray from source. Just feel the heat of the summer sun pouring into your back. Notice how it softens all those muscles, relaxing your mind, knowing that you've learned your lessons from the trauma, but they're the past and they're gone. Keep pouring in that sun, that beautiful, beautiful ray of sunshine, healing those shoulders and those muscles. That's right. Now I want to ask some questions. What are the issues that she was holding on to? Have we managed to clear those issues in the body now?
Yeah.
And she has a fear that she needs to protect her children. Where did that come from?
From loss in the past.
Loss in the past? From when she had it when she died at birth.
Yeah.
So
it's
we
not the only child I've lost in the past.
So have we released all those memories now to be healed?
Yes.
Good. And can I ask, how many guides does she have?
3.
She has 3 guides. Describe them to me.
2 females and a male. I can see the male's outline. He's tall and slim, but I can't see his face really.
You don't have to see his face, you just have to have a sense and a knowing. And what's the purpose of these guides at the moment? What do they bring you?
They're telling you where to go.
So they're giving you direction. Ask them if she's on the right direction.
Yeah, we need to go.
You need to go. Very good. And I want to know, has she had previous lives with her partner in this life?
Yeah.
What kind of life did they have?
A short life.
A short life? And what was the purpose of them connecting today in this life?
To live a long life.
To live a long life. Very good. I'll be sure to let her know. And can you tell me more about this confidence? This confidence. As I say that word, and you connect with the word confidence, where does she hold that thought in her body?
In her gut, but it's not there now.
That's very good. And I want also to know, there's an awful lot of happening in her life at the moment. Why is all the timing for various things happening all at once? What's going on? What message can we give her?
It's all meant to be.
It's all meant to be. And I want to ask you now to actually just look at the body, just as an overview, and tell me all those things that she was worried.
Because they're to show them that they're strong enough for it.
Just show her that she's strong enough for it. Yeah. So is she going to have the all clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So now we've come to the end of the session. Before you leave inner self, do you have a message for her that you want to give her? What's the message?
You're destined for great things.
Destined for great things. Very good. So now that we've come to the end of our session, I'd like to thank you for working with me. And I'd like you now to take a nice deep breath. And as you breathe out, just step away from the body and allow my client to come back. Feel her body in this room, her circulation.
I feel they're still talking to me.
Just ask them, what is the message before they leave?
I know I can talk to them at any time.
So, when she receives these messages from them, how do
They're
they
always communicating.
How do they communicate? How does she know it's them?
Because we send signs.
Send signs. So is this a message for her to look for these signs?
To know that they are. She knows they are, but to know that they are.
Does she need to work on this gift and ability that she has?
Yeah.
Will she be working with this gift when in some months' time?
Yeah.
Thank you.
The ability to heal people.
She has the ability to heal. Is this with her hands? Or yeah. And shifting energy?
Yeah.
Very good. I'll be sure to tell her. So thank them for that message now. But it's now time to close the session. So as you take a nice deep breath in